mom to share her story, which is entirely different, but very captivating as well. So mom, go ahead and unmute and share your experience.
Okay, thank you. I have been helped so much by these products, and I like to focus in on one area in particular where I had so much problem, and that was in the gut. Since my late teens and early 20s, and you can imagine how many decades ago that was, I had gut issues, constipation and fatigue, mood swings, and I just struggled with it for years. And I tried a lot of different things. I was thinking the other day, I must have tried a wheelbarrow full of different types of treatments to improve the gut, but nothing really, I didn't stick with any of it because it didn't really help that much. And then on top of that beginning, then I was raised on a farm, and I married a farmer, and we farmed for 46 years. We raised what's called Roundup Ready soybeans. We live in the midst of farm fields, so it's all around us. And they call those soybeans Roundup Ready because you could spray Roundup on them, and they were genetically modified. So it didn't kill the soybean plant, but it did kill everything else. And I learned later that it's glyphosate, that's the main active ingredient, and that's what kills. So for decades, we have been exposed to that chemical along with others, which also contributes to a lot of health issues, including gut problems. So then I really wanted to feel better. And Tabitha and her friend Christine in March of 2020 talked to me about Purium. So I thought, I'll give it a try. And so I was on the program, ULT, for probably about 2 weeks when I noticed, oh, there's something going on in my gut. I could tell something was happening. I did have discomfort, but I mean, it didn't stop me because I thought, oh, that means it's doing something good in there. I want to stick with this. So in about 6 weeks, it was like coming, I picture it like when you're on a train, you're in a tunnel, and then you come back out into the sun. That's kind of like how it was. All of a sudden, after 6 weeks, everything cleared up. I felt good. My elimination was smooth. I mean, I just felt so much better all over. And I thought, wow, that stuff really works. And I know that this biomedic removes glyphosate. So I felt so good about having that removed and keeping it removed by staying on all the products. And could I add one other little thing about my CPR? Okay. Another thing that happened after I started on the program in March 2020, about 6 months later, I went to a doctor who ran a lot of blood tests, including the C-reactive protein test, which is it's a biomarker for inflammation. And when he was going through them with me, he stopped at that one and he said, whoa, I have never had a patient in all my years of practice with such a low CPR test number, which means a low inflammation. And this man was gray-headed, so he'd been in practice a long time. And wasn't funny, I thought, was about 2 months later, he ran the same test again, because I think he didn't believe it or something, but it came out even lower. So I know like the Biomedic along with the apothecary and all the other ingredients are really, really do their job. They really help us feel better. I do feel better. I feel so much better than I did for years before I started on Purium, and I really recommend it for anyone who wants to feel better. Thank you, Tabitha.
Thank you, Mom.